What's up, guys? It's been an interesting last 48 hours, 24 hours, something like that. So if you don't know, I'm sure you probably do, but there was a debate with myself, Destiny, Dan Solomon, with Chud Logic there as well. They recently got a leak of this thing called the Snarky Discord, Snarky Chat, or something like that. And what appears to be the case is that they were going to use this to try to take down their ops, mainly being J-Stock, Queen, and all these guys that they hate. And really, I don't think it did much. And so what they've done in return is they've pulled old logs of me when Chinatown was around from like 3 or 4 years ago, essentially. Now, the funniest part of this, having a little bit of brevity, is I guess Destiny kind of gave the game away. I mean, if you're an old head or whatever, he says, you guys seem to have really strong feelings about doxing. Hey, Shamu, just curious. What is your relationship with the prolific ex-doxing account, SO Shaggy? Are you able and willing to publicly state you are absolutely not the owner of that account? So if you're an old head, you know that the SO Shaggy Shamu thing and us being the same person is a massive, massive meme. Because the only person who believes that is King of Pole is the King of Pole. So it appears, Sprite said right here, Brian is actually feeding Destiny lines and he's buying all of it. So that was very funny. And this is also funny. So I did a video on King of Pole. And at the end, I mentioned something like, this guy will probably, follow me for the rest of my days, trying to set up ops and stuff. Every single time I do a video on someone and there's any talk of litigation, there's good old Brian in the comments just cheering on me getting sued. But yeah, let me just play this one part.
Water under the bridge, I guess, or under the CSAM, if you will. With that, my friends, we come to a close. King of Pole's online grudges are eternal. There is no doubt in my mind that for creating this documentary, there will probably always be a sock account on every platform and online space saying the most heinous things you could imagine of me, which is perfectly fine. King of Pole's antics, while incredibly volatile...
So true. So true. How right I was. So who is King of Pole? If you don't know who King of Pole, I'm sure most people do. But, it's very funny that King of Pole is trying to push some of this stuff, since he's like absolutely one of the craziest people in the sector. And we'll get into the sector, we'll get into all this stuff. But I just wanted to bring up a few things. So this is Godwinson talking about, and we'll just do this very briefly, just to give you the kind of the idea of the kind of guy this is.
His grandmother, But the problem is with Brian is he'll be the one to say, oh, you've attacked my family. But Brian is always the one to first attack that family first. You know what I mean? He's always the one that's like stoking those fires. Like with Ralph, how hard he went when, his mum was dying. It's fucking nuts. And he does always go for that personal element. There's always that projection. Everything that accuses someone else of doing, he is probably actively doing right now to an even worse degree. And he thinks like when he does it, it's fine. But what he does really is swat people. I've heard him swat Ralph. Ralph was driving down the freeway and he was trying to get Ralph arrested. And that sort of comes out of the blue. You're like, what the fuck is going on, bro? What are you doing? So
yes, King of Pole is a crazy gay man on the internet. And in fact, there's logs. I decided to go back. And here's some logs of just insane stuff. I'm going to swat them grossly. I'll be doing a swatting live on air. I embrace my nature and swat all my enemies. Just crazy stuff. And I think in that video, there's actually a recording too of all kinds of stuff that King of Pole's doing. But it's a great video. You should check it out. So essentially, they've been using, and I've got all the screenshots. I'm going to address every single thing, every single point and all that. But they've been trying to use this to smear people that I'm friendly with. You know, all this crazy Destiny drama I've tried to stay out of, but I've been pulled in. And so they've been trying to use this to kind of smear people and try to say, like, you know, my past actions from years ago, have something to do with them. This is like it's proof that these people are malicious and everything else because of the things that happened in like trolling groups in the sector. So what is the sector? We'll go down here. What is the sector? The sector is the most maladapted, mentally ill, psychopathic people I have ever been around online. Specifically, especially trolling groups in Discord and groups of people where they stay on Discord all day and everyone's trying to dox each other. Everyone's trying to do all this crazy shit to each other. They're trying to harass family and friends. It's insane. And in fact, these are old videos. So it says 3 years, but it's more like 4 years. And this was some of the stuff I was doing. I think Chinatown was still around at this time. But in fact, you have Mormon Shaggy right here, right? So this is, let's see what the year is.
Shadow.
So October 3rd, 2022. So just for an example, Mormon Shaggy and this guy named DJ Axel, who are also in these like kind of sector Discord crowd, to this day are still fighting with each other. They're currently in a giant retard war where both are calling family members, doing all this gay shit. But that is the community. It is the biggest dumpster fire there is. So even though there is context for all this stuff that I'm about to go through, and there is, to me now, you know, there's no justification or excuse for it. I mean, all of this stuff is just either I was too involved in the Thorpe case, or I'm in a retard war with this person or that person.
Shamu.
Yo, thank you, Freddie Woods.
The Ralph Amali sends his regards.
Thank you. Yo, big shout outs to Ralph too. I don't agree with the doxing point. I've been, you know, for the past few years, I really have. I want to, all that stuff to me is just a giant waste of time. I just want to do content. I want to stream. I want to make videos. You know, I want no part of any of that stuff, but I appreciate it. So let's see. But this was the environment of the sphere, right? This is the environment. This is how things are. Okay, so let's go to the first one. So the first screenshot that they brought up was this one, where it's talking about doing a wellness check. Now, they called it a swatting. It's definitely not a swatting. I have never called the police and like lied to the police or anything. In the particular case of the Thorpes, there was one call for a wellness check because and I'll go through, we'll show the family was insanely abusive, like physically abusive. There's allegations that the father groomed. We'll get into it. It's really, really bad. So there was one call, and then other than that, there was one anonymous tip line, I think. Now, again, this has been like 3 or 4 years, but there was a reason. It was because on these shows or on these streams, they would get physically violent. So we'll just go through it, and we'll just give like a quick recap on some of this stuff.
It's for me to know and you to find out.
Marissa made some special care of this.
It was by.
So Ben was a big proponent of like hitting his kids, and I'll play the clip first.
But I'm normal. I've never abused anyone. Have I hit my kids? Yes. Have I hit this person down here? Yes.
Yeah, so he would hit his wife. He got a restraining order for hitting his wife. The worst story that I heard from them, the darkest one, I would say, is that once for punishment for his wife, he had his daughter whip the mom with a belt, and to punish the oldest son, he had to watch. So this is some of the stuff that was going on, and here's just a compilation. I mean, so in this particular case, there was an altercation in the car. He was kicking his son. His son was trying to leave. His son alleged that he choked him and got in the car and hit him a bunch. And they're playing the beginning of this altercation for the stream, right?
They said it's almost.
And I think Ben got arrested for this, if I remember. But like I said, it's been years, so.
That's all I have.
He's very happy with himself.
Forget it. I'm done.
So there's
You just told
in
I was
Grace.
Forget it. Forget it.
Takes a swipe at her. Now this wasn't even on stream. Like a lot of people were at the time thought, oh, this stuff's like not real or something like that. This was in a Telegram chat where the reason he took a swipe at Grace was because there was a bunch of guys from the Cube like spamming cats at him, cats in the chat, and no women would come talk to him. So he was mad and he took a swing at Grace.
Yeah, all she wants to do is just.
My ex Hollywood Benthorpe. It's just like it's coming. Ow! Fucking bitch. Get up.
So there was this weird dynamic where when Courtney was still around, they would bully her and Grace would get like physically violent, like with her mother, like pulling hair, hitting, pushing.
Sexually explicit conversation in front of him.
Now this one is the one where I think this is what it's referencing. But the kid who's like a minor is in there and she just starts pushing her head.
Retard.
And her glasses are already broken because Ben, I think at this time, had already slapped her. He like slapped her in the face. That was what the restraining order was eventually for. It's because he admitted to like striking her in the face and breaking her glasses.
You know better than that.
I didn't know Joe was behind me.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. And
You didn't know. No, that's a lie.
Okay.
That is a damn lie. You didn't know.
By the way, if you're watching the stream, please hit like on the stream because it'll get more people here and everything. And I appreciate everyone watching.
Joey was right there behind you.
no, I can't see him. Look at the screen.
Turn your head around. He's right there. You saw him. I'm not saying it's a big deal, but I'm just saying that's a lie.
And there's this one where
I
Ben
stopped-
kicked him.
Better look like doing something to you. Back because you're so afraid of Daddy doing something to you. Right?
No, that's literally not why.
So very physically abusive and fucked up family. And this clip also, for the kind of, I don't know what was going on at the time. You can listen to what he has to say about it.
Now that she's gone, I wanted to tell you guys that as her brother.
So at this time, there was a restraining order, or there was a no contact order between Ben and Grace because he hit her or something, and then somebody called the police or whatever. He got arrested for that. That had nothing to do with me. But this is when they had a no contact order, and her brother, Jerome, went on stream or whatever because they wanted to try to get Grace away from her father, and she left for a second, and then he went into this spiel.
I know that everybody's always questioning whether the allegations are true, even though it's pretty clear to most people who aren't idiots what the reality of the situation is. But my father has sexually groomed my sister, and they have sex all the time. She gives him blowjobs all the time. And they're currently together, even though there's a no contact order in place. So if anybody knows where they are or any information like that, please let somebody, or just call the police, because they're not supposed to be together. For reasons that make sense, like one of them is that he kicked her on stream, and he's molested her many different ways. He's a physically abusive person. He's terrible. I find him just a repulsive man. I'm ashamed that he's my father, and it's a burden to be his son. Living life after Ben Thorpe is difficult. Living life as a just having him as your father is a really difficult struggle.
So anyway, the family, I mean, it's complete, mess. And so I don't even know if this was the time where it was like water or whatever, or if I actually like followed through. But I do remember I did call, like, again, and it's not swatting, it's a wellness check, or when there's like physical assault happening. But I don't even know if I called here, but I have argued with Grace, I think on Lolcow Live and maybe Diesel's stream about this. Like, I know we've talked about this on stream before. So it's not even something that's like incredibly secret. They've talked about it on stream. I'm pretty sure we've argued about it on stream a few times about the call that I did. And then other than that, there was one anonymous reporting, because this was when it first started, because her brother said that her father was raping her. And then also, that's part of the restraining order too, because they were worried that he was going to go after the younger sister, and there's stuff on my channel about that. But all this stuff is too involved. Like, this is, way too involved. It's a mistake. I think there's a justification for it, but there's like not an excuse. Like, I don't want to be this involved in things. I just want to make content. I don't want to be in retard wars or be this involved in things that I'm covering. And I've tried to do that for, like I said, since this server. I just call it troll groups because it's like, that's kind of what was going on. It's kind of like an extension of the sector and things like that. But since this place got shut down, I stopped doing a server, which I think was in 23. Like, I have, had no part in anything like that. So that's the Thorpe one. Now this one is like weird. I don't even know why they posted this one. This is actually like a Facebook group. These people are ghost hunters. And they also, when they, I don't know if they did it to be malicious or they just fucked up, but it's like right there. It's the Cornish Conjuring. It's a Facebook group of ghost hunters. And they used to have like a YouTube channel. Now there were these, this is like esoteric lore. There were these groups of ghost hunters, and they like loved ghost hunting and things like that. But then they would also do like blood sports and like crazy shit online. They were constantly like harassing each other and calling each other and like calling CPS or calling the cops, like all these in this ghost hunter group. And I think Grossly had a run-in with Mark Davey or whatever. So where is that? Right here. Mark Davies, short-lived 24 hours in the sector. So essentially what happened was Mark put out a bounty for $1,000 for anyone to dox Grossly back then. And so I think the context for this, I mean, this is just a Facebook group. There's nothing even wrong with this post, but that's probably the context. That's probably why I was looking at it, right? This one is also so this is Bad Boy Tragic. And this is me finding some OnlyFans or something of him using his YouTube username. Now at the bottom I say, yeah, Tragic is a degen. Can you guys see that on the screen? Yeah, Tragic is a degen with an OnlyFans. He was also, as some may call it, megadox for specifically joining with Zoom and Roxo. I don't know who did it, but that's what they said. Now, what is that referring to? Is that saying I did it? No, it hasn't. It literally has nothing to do with me. And like I said, this is just searching his username. What it's referring to is, so this is December 21st, 2022. What it's referring to is his Kiwi Farms thread that was posted December 1st of 2022. And I've blocked out all the personal info or whatever. So there's literally nothing happening in this screenshot. So now the bad stuff. So this post, I have an idea of like two of the things that it could be, and we'll go through it. So this could either be from when Mark put that bounty on Grossly's head or whatever, and I was just like running stuff because he had beef with him, and he put out this dox bounty, and I was doing retard wars, and we were a troll group, you know? So it's either that, where it's like you're having a retard war with someone, or it has to do with this person, who is Mashley. So it says, yeah, Quack Quack is Ashley. If you tell her you're going to contact her care workers and have the documentation that she can't care for herself, it will make her spurg more. So Ashley is like a, it's great. I can't believe I'm talking about Mashley. Mashley is somebody that like is not well or whatever, but she harasses people. She's called people's families. She's emailed other people's friends. But this is just like trolling. This is literally me saying like, tell her this because it'll make her freak out. And she tried to dox me a couple times. You know, we've had beef and all this stuff. I think she doxed me twice or whatever. So I don't know if that's referring to this because she's not from the UK, or if this is Mark, but that's the context for all that stuff. And like I said, it's just a totally different environment, and I have like no interest in any of this retard war bullshit, dude. Like I said, they had to go back like 3 or 4 years to find some crazy shit, but I have no interest in doing this anymore. You know, hopefully people can see that all I want to do is make videos and like do content, man. I don't want to be involved in all this gay op retardation. So that's that. And those were the ones that I saw. Now, there could be other like screen posts. This is just from like the troll server that I ran. But like, I feel like I've kind of explained like what's going on. Like I think the best example is really Shaggy or whatever. Because like I said, this is like almost 4 years ago. And even to this day, they are still he's still in a retard war with a guy named Axel where they're like calling each other's fam, doing all this retarded shit. And obviously all of this stuff is completely irrelevant to the current allegations that are being made. Like all this stuff is essentially to try to smear the other people that have nothing to do. I didn't know any of these commentary people when all this stuff was going on. But they want to try to use like some actual troll shit, some actual sector shit to try to like put that onto other creators. I mean, they're just essentially like lying to do it, right? It's like kind of some trickery going on there. But yeah, I guess that's that. I think I got through everything. Let me look at the chat. How crazy is chat? But I mean, oh, and also I meant to say this too. So I don't know what I don't know what Chud said or anything like that, but I don't blame him. Like all of those people, if like, because they're trying to run this like op to create, you know, division, but also put my past sins somehow on you. It's not the place. But I don't blame anybody if they think that, you know, that they need to disavow and all this stuff. That's totally fine. Do whatever's best for you. But I'm telling you that, like, you know, I am very serious about just doing content and having nothing to do with this shit and not being so involved, which is a big thing. So that was that. We have King of Bull in the chat. I'm out. This is such a horrible way to handle. Okay, King of Bull. Keep sending Destiny stuff about me being SO Shaggy, King of Bull. I can't believe you did that, dude. I cannot believe you did that, man. That's so fucking funny.
This is the rhythm of the night. The night. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life. my life. Oh yeah, the rhythm of my life.
But anyways, funny King of Pole song. But yeah, so that's what's going on. And honestly, whatever people decide to do, maybe I should I'll just keep playing it. I'll talk over it. Whatever people decide to do is up to them. We're gonna still make content. We're still gonna do shit. You know, it's irrelevant to what I'm doing.
You've got some joy upon my face. Oh, sunshine in an empty place. Take me to
Yo, thank you, Puddle Sucker. I appreciate the 5 gifted. Thank you, man.
Oh, can't help your pain. Well, you give me life again. From this moment we go, each time I hear you say, this is the rhythm of the night. The night. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life. My life. Oh yeah. The rhythm of my
I facilitated gay grape threats. Should we just let's just do it. Let's just go to the oldies but the goodies. Why not? We'll do a little interlude. I still got a little bit of time, and then we'll get to the we'll finish the debate. Let's see. Where is it though? Where's the song? You know how many people have asked me for this this song uncensored? It's actually crazy. Where is it? Oh wait, it's back a little bit, isn't it? Yeah, crazy gay man pursues King of Pole. Here we go.
All them other niggas gay and you know it now. When a real nigga hold you down, you supposed to come. Uh-huh. What you doing in China on a Thursday? You forgot to wish me happy birthday? Drank so much cum but still look thirsty. Me rim that ass on a work day. I know I got a reputation. Walk around.
Smash the like. You got 227. 88 likes. Smash the like button.
Start a fuck club. Grab reputation. I'll turn your ass around, spank it, keep complaining. How you gonna be mad on voice chat? Sucking mad lords round all these Chinamen. This that gay shit. This that what we do don't tell your wife shit. Got some fresh dick, let's go to the salon, bitch. Uh-huh, bro. I know you're horny with nobody to fuck. Uh-huh, bro. Close your eyes and let the word paint 1,000 outlines. One good dick is worth $1,000. Bound.
Okay. That was for the old heads. That was for the old heads. Let me see what's going on. Did I part? Okay. I don't know. I'll get to all that stuff later. But I think I went through. I mean, it. I mean, it is what it is. I have a past, you know. I think the thing with the Thorpes. I mean, I think there was a justification made, even though there's no excuse. But it was years ago. So, Uncle Alert. How did that come up? Yo, thank you for the gift, Uncle Alert. It's true. It's true. All right. Thank you for the 5 gifted. But yeah, regardless of all this, we are still going to make content. We are still going to talk shit about Ethan Klein filing frivolous lawsuits. This will not do anything, okay? Thank you for the gifted subs. Bring up. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, let's get in. Let's just finish the debate. Thank you guys for the donations. I appreciate it. Okay. So we're going to finish this. So this is what all of this stuff started from. Like I said, there was a snark server that leaked. They wanted to push this thing that it was like this insane group, you know, something like Chinatown or something, which it's not. All these guys, they're just like sharing tweets. They're giving commentary on things that they like, things that they don't like. You know, there's people they don't like that are DGG adjacent and all this stuff. But you can talk shit. You're allowed to talk shit online. You know, you're allowed to talk shit about people. If you want to share your tweets to boost them, you can do that too. You know, that's not the greatest of crimes. But since they didn't have anything, this is what it just seems like to me. Since they had fucking nothing, they had to go. They had to go into my past 3 years ago, being a epic troll to try to like smear these guys. You know. But we will continue where we left off on the debate. We will finish it. We'll talk about some of this stuff and keep going. So, thanks, guys. I appreciate the support.
We're talking about swatting in here.
That's what you got accused of coordinating against Cat Tenbush. Where this came from, you fucking retard.
Yes, the woke mob is after me. The woke mob is after me. They're trying to cancel me, dude. This is a cancellation campaign against me.
You're lost. Quimmin, you're lost.
Okay. I'm being perfectly
Shamu,
clear with you, you fucking
if
idiot.
you would have pulled up a real life name for that Twitter account, how would you have known if it was?
Oh wait, I gotta turn up the stuff. Hold on. Huh? What'd you say?
If you would have pulled up a real life name on the Twitter account, how would you have known if that was a mod of Tectone or not?
I mean, I wasn't pulling up anything, but I would. The only thing I was just interested in seeing if it was mods because. Do you agree that
mods?
It would cross-reference.
You would cross-reference the usernames from the chat or the Discord, but do you agree that it would be bad? So I will say this was like it was weird because I'm trying to like argue for Nick Andros's point or whatever, right? Or the impression that I had of it. But this would have been the point. This is like what I thought he was doing. To try to like cross-reference the usernames with the mods to give it to the person with the protection order. Now for me, I was just saying this is like a sus account. I didn't use any of the tools or anything like that, but I still think that Nick Andros, he did nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with what he did. It was optically bad, but he did nothing wrong. Besides, you know, making an optics mistake, essentially. Harass somebody that he has a protection order against. Do you think that would be bad?
If you pulled up a real life username.
Okay, so you're not going to answer?
Cross-reference. No, not. If you're going to cross-reference that with what? What would you cross-reference it with?
Dude, everyone's already said this. The Discord. So they have usernames in the Discord, and then probably the chat.
Sure.
No, they don't use real life names. But again, you're harping on a point where it's like nobody is publishing information, so it's not doxing. But you keep going back to this because you're kind of scrambling to find a way to make this smear work.
If it's not doxing, so this is why I know you don't believe that. Because if it wasn't doxing, you'd have no problem just answering my questions honestly. You would say, "Yeah, we would do that." Yeah,
but dude, you've asked these same questions like over and over again. You're just like scrambling to try to get to this. No, you literally asked this earlier before you and Queeman went at it.
Okay, then remind me. What did you say? How would you be able to cross-reference a real life name? Let's say all you could find on the Twitter account was a real life name. How would you be able to cross-reference that with Tectone's Twitter mods or Tectone's mods? Period.
Again, there's like a separate function on this side. There was like apparently a separate function where it's just old usernames, and that was the impression that I had. Dude, I would watch the doc. Also, let me just say, this is the best video I've ever made. This King of Pole video, this thing is seriously like the best thing I've ever made, for sure, for sure. Okay.
On Twitch or YouTube or whatever else.
But see, now you're trying to walk it down where it's like, if you found that, you'd have to find the name or something, but none of that happened. You're like coming up with hypotheticals to try to manipulate your fucking audience to think like, oh, these people were doxing, but nobody was doxing. It was a smear. And with that,
if I
actually am out of time. I have to.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Oh, it's right at the end. But you know, these guys believe in rehabilitation. not to judge on your past sins if you've made amends or changed. They promote rehabilitative justice. But when it comes to their enemies, it's the sins of the father. There's no redemption. You know, they're using logs from half a decade ago to smear 100 people who have nothing to do with any of it. And it's total bullshit. It's a very obvious op. Like I said, whatever people decide to do, that's on them, you know? There's no hard feelings, I understand, but this is a very obvious op that's being run to try to smear everybody. Because what are they doing? They're talking about Ethan Klein doing frivolous lawsuits to shut up critics. They're talking about, you know, all this stuff. Where they're talking about Destiny's Case or whatever else, and they don't like it. So they want to try to crush these people using some shit that happened years ago. But yeah, all right, let's see how much is left. I did have to stop at 2.
You're good.
But
See ya.
anyways, great smear, guys. Awesome. I think you guys got blown the fuck out. Pretty embarrassing.
True.
Sins of the father, not good for King of Pole. Because King of Pole's dad is a convicted pedophile. You know what's crazy? Because, again, the reason I'm bringing this up so much is because he literally did the fucking King of Pole meme. He's literally unknowingly doing the King of Pole meme. But it's so funny because after the King of Pole video, King of Pole messages me up and he says, well, I'm happy that you didn't go too crazy. And he was like, and there's a part in there about a FOIA because King of Pole has defended his father's pedophilia for years, right? He's done it on different sites. He said that it wasn't real. And it's been a story. It's been a part of the story. So I FOIA'd that. And I got the whole rundown of what happened when his dad got arrested for having a trunk load of CP. And King of Pole said, you know, if you could just give me that, we're cool. We're golden, you know? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I gave him the report. But I knew it was just a facade. I knew he would be seething for the rest of his life. I knew anybody I made a video about, he would be cheering on me to be sued. So it's very funny. And you can expect more of this man following me around for the rest of my days. Well, we got through the debate. We got through everything. I mean, I addressed everything. If the chat's up, if anyone wants to say anything, or I need to clear anything up, I will do it. Until then, we can listen to the rest of the song, I guess. This is a song. So this was the majority of like stupid troll group shit that went on. Was like goofy stuff like this. One day there was a guy that would pretend to be a gay man. And he would be gay. He would pretend to be a gay man for King of Pole. And King of Pole used to freak out about this in the Discord. And he would freak out, lose his mind. And then this song, he made a song in commemoration of their love, which is this song. Well, if you ask him, Snail Lord, he'll tell you that he's gay, but I have my questions.
Bro. I wanna eat Jack on voice chat. After that, spank your balls, act like a brat. I want you to fuck me hard with that bat. I mean, damn, what was Shenmue
That's me.
thing?
That's me.
Bro. Hey, you remember where we first met? Okay, I remember where we first met. Hey, you know gay bars are hella lit. And hey, you know I fuck you perfect. And I know with the jokes I got the worst rep. Bro. But hey, we made it to Pride Month. Maybe we could make it to Christmas. You asked me what I asked for on my wish list. Have you ever asked your bottom for some thick dick? Hey, maybe we could still make it to San Francisco. But first, you gon' remember that you love me. Bro. Then you gonna learn to drink my pee-pee. I'm horny, you horny, Shamu wept. I know you're tired of coming with nobody to fuck. So just grab my body, fuck me please. I need you, please fuck me. Bro.
But they had gay opt me into a fight with a guy who was like a gay guy that wanted to
Seriously, if you haven't watched the video, it really is like the best shit I've ever put together. Let's see here, guys. Yeah, I already mentioned that. I understand if people need to. I want to thank people that have supported, though. I don't even know if I should name them, though. But the people that have supported, I appreciate it. Big shout outs to you guys. I just don't know if I want to name because they're just trying to use it to like smear people. So I'll just say thank you. You know who you are. And yeah, I guess that's it. Unless we got any more questions from the chat. Actually, let's play. I have a little bit more time. Let's play. Maybe we can play some of this call. I don't know. Is he? I think he's in the call when this happens. Hold on.
It's irritating. I tell you I'm married.
So this guy.
I tell you I'm not.
So just for setup, like I said, this other crazy gay man on the internet was pursuing Brian, another crazy gay man on the internet. So we'll listen to this and then we'll wrap up, I guess.
Now for like 2 months. We're on month 6 and you haven't fucking stopped. Now you're running around and you're fucking bothering everybody and they think it's still fucking funny. I'm not fucking laughing no more. I'm annoyed. It's irritating. I tell you I'm married. I tell you I'm not interested and you can't fucking help but not get the fucking hit. You're gay. You want to pretend that you're not fucking gay, but no straight man keeps this fucking LARP up every fucking day for 6 fucking months. You stupid You're a gay man in Canada. I'm not interested in you. I'm not a fan. And fuck anyone else that thinks it keeps being funny. I'm done. For 6 fucking months, it's done. It's fucking done. There's no jokes, no hee-hee, no let's talk it out, no content. Fuck the guy. He's fucking turned down. He's fucking blocked. He did the same shit to everyone else. He's a This does it for 6 months and he gets encouraged. Fuck all of you. And frankly, if you keep doing it, fuck all of you. Don't encourage this anymore. The guy DMs me love letters and shit. You think it's enough of the bullshit? You get love letters and gay shit for 6 fucking months from some in Canada? This has been doing it for half a fucking year. He gets blocked. He spurts the fuck out and ramps it up in public to try to bully me into unblocking him so he can keep doing it in my DMs for fucking months and months and months. This can't control himself around me. That he keeps fucking going for months and months and months. For 6 months, I've tolerated the shit. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I was done yesterday. I'm done today. The needs to figure it out or fucking rope. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't fucking like the guy because he doesn't get the hit. And he wants to be a faggot and make it public and try to make it into some fucking show for him and me.
Tell him to delete all of our DMs because I don't DM him that much. You're freaking out over nothing. I haven't DM'd you.
Okay, we'll look at this. I got sent something. This is just nonsense. I mean, this is just like lying. Like that's the thing too, is they're just lying about a bunch of this shit. So Tectone says, "No, I will not be weighing in on content creators who have attempted to dox me." Literally, no one's attempted to dox Tectone. So he's just lying. And you know, the thing about it is too, is like Dan, is trying to use my past and all this stuff to help with their narrative against like the snark Discord and all this bullshit. And Dan was so happy, a guy that he thinks raped a woman. I don't know if he answered on that, but I feel like Destiny has watched one of my videos on it, and they agree that he most likely like sexually assaulted this woman. And Dan's up there celebrating that Tectone has this fucking bullshit that actually there is this grand conspiracy, there is all this shit when there isn't. And he's so happy, he's like, maybe I can get Asmongold to cover this. Maybe I can get Asmongold to cover this. So it's very transparent. It's very transparent why they're doing this. They're trying to enable a literal rapist. So it is what it is. And again, if people can do whatever they need to do. If they need anything else cleared up, you can let me know. Thank you.
Didn't Tecton egg on people to look up Plazuka's address and name, aka doxing?
Yes, he did. And I think that's in the second video where he's bringing that up. But they doxed him. Yeah, his fans doxed bazookas and did all kinds of shit. And he's a guy that gets like hundreds of views. He had like a couple hundred views, you know? But yes, that did happen. But yeah, I mean, I'm just going to keep doing what I have been doing, you know? Trying to stay out of any of this retard war, doxing bullshit, because it's not important to videos. It's not important to content. I have no interest in participating in it. And the people that know me know that's true. So let's see if I can think of anything else. I've got some DMs. Yeah, I mean, I acknowledge all this stuff. I mean, I went through and gave context. I would never do this stuff now. I regret it for this one being too involved, for the other one for participating in a retard war and doxing. And I want nothing to do with it and haven't for years now. So I guess that's it. Thank you for all the people that have supported. I really, really appreciate it. Let's see. We have one more DM. Yes. The next video, despite the cancellation campaign, to keep me down, to destroy me and put me in the dirt, the next video will be a big one. And it's kind of outside. It's outside of a lot of this stuff. I think I said on the last stream, like the esoteric troll people have been asking for it, and we're gonna do it. So it should be very interesting if you are involved in online politics, especially like on Twitter. But thank you guys. I'm gonna take off. I appreciate the support. Everyone else, if you supported, I appreciate it. If you can't, I understand. And that's it. I think that's it. Peace out. I'm not gonna raid anybody. I'm just gonna end the stream. But later. Peace, guys.